Welcome to the Bout Some Football Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle. Today I'll be going over my first official 2021 offseason mock draft for the 2021 NFL Draft. Just for the first one, I'm not going to do any trades. It's a little weird because on average there's usually about 3 to 5 trades on draft night within the first round. So, there's teams that like 3. I don't think Dolphins end up picking 3. I think they end up trading back. But just for this first one, I'll just go ahead and do no trades. Simple. Who I think they're going to go with. Alright, let's get started. First, I don't even have to talk about this. Too obvious. You go Trevor Lawrence here. If you don't, you're a poverty franchise. And although the Jaguars have resembled that at times, I don't think they mess up. They brought in Urban Meyers. They have a young offensive core with Jerome Robinson, DJ Chark, D.D. Westbrook. I'm excited to see what Trevor Lawrence does in this. I don't think they're a playoff team yet. I think maybe 3-4 years from now they might be. But it'll be fun to watch. 2, Jets. I'm a firm believer in Sam Darnold. I'm one of the few. I just like his game. I think he's a pretty skilled quarterback. I just don't think he's had any players around him to help him out. And the Jets coaching staff definitely hasn't helped him out at all. So, it sounds like the Jets don't believe in Sam Darnold the way I believe in Sam Darnold. They were in trade talks with Stafford. Lions never called him back. And it sounds like they're in trade talks with Deshaun Watson. So if Deshaun Watson is who they go with, this 2 pick will be Houston's. But I think that if they're going to keep this pick and they're going to stick with it, I think you go ahead and pick up. They picked up Mekhi Becton last year, so don't worry about a tackle. You get him a target. You get somebody for Sam Darnold to throw to finally. Give him a receiving option. It just depends on who you want here. Do you want the possession catch? Well, again, catch the 50-50 balls one-on-one, or do you want route running, or do you want speed? We'll go with Devontae Smith, Heisman winner. I have Jalen Waddle as my wide receiver 1, followed by Devontae, followed by Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase not playing this year didn't help him at all. It doesn't mean he's not going to go top 6, top 7. It's just Jalen Waddle, before the season, was starter over Devontae Smith, and in the few games they did play, performed at the level in which I thought was a better wide receiver than what Devontae Smith did. So, alright, pick 3, Dolphins. Again, I think they end up trading here. I don't expect them to keep this pick, but if they do, Penei Sewell. So I'm just thinking Penei Sewell is he's got to develop a little bit, and in 5-6 years, maybe not even that, 3-4 years, he'll be the best offensive tackle in this class. He's a very cornerstone offensive tackle, something like Jonathan Ogden. So just someone who you got to build for a little bit, but after a few years he'll be fine. If they really want to start, I don't think the Dolphins need a starter-ready offensive tackle like Rashawn Slater is, because they're not Super Bowl. They're not going for a Super Bowl yet. I mean, every team goes for a Super Bowl, but I don't think their expectations are to win a Super Bowl this year. So give them 3-4 years. They'll be chasing playoff spot though. Falcons. I think it's time to move on from Matt Ryan, and I think they go ahead and go up with Justin Fields. I have Justin Fields higher than Zach Wilson on my board. Can't really move it on here, but that's all okay. I think you go ahead and move on from Matt Ryan. You bring in a new quarterback for Atlanta. You work with Calvin Ridley. You work with Hayden Hurst now. And, it depends on what they do in the offseason. They said they're not excluding the idea of trading both Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. The contract's going to be difficult to work with, and who really wants a 34-year-old? Is he 34 or is he 33? Flacco, same draft class. I think he's a year older. 13. It was 2007 draft class. I think he's 33. Matt Ryan, 34. Either way, they need a new quarterback. So Justin Fields. Bengals. Again, this is a little tough because you just want somebody who is I don't know. This is one I was trying to think, because you don't draft a guard usually. It's usually just offensive tackle. You see one of their needs offensive tackle. And I also don't think you draft cornerback this high. And I don't think any of the cornerbacks in this class, like Caleb Farley and Patrick Surtain, are high enough to be picked at pick 5. But if they're going best player possible, you go either Chase or Parsons or Pitts. I think they'll probably end up going with best player possible, and they go ahead and pick up Parsons. Give him a middle linebacker. He's got some work to do in like zones and stuff. He's not very good coverage, but he's a great run stuffer. Eagles. This is tough again. Trade rumors with Carson Wentz have been swirling, and they are going around right now. I don't know if they stick with Carson Wentz, because I don't think they'll do that. But if they stick with Jalen Hurts, that's my question. I think they do, at least 1 year. If it doesn't work out, that sucks. But if you go ahead and stick with him, then this is where you end up picking up a wide receiver option, which sucks because obviously you got Carson Wentz for 4 years. You couldn't get him like a single decent wide receiver option outside of Alshon Jeffrey. And you pick up Jamar Chase. All right, Lions. I think Lions here, you go ahead and forget the idea that you actually traded for Jared Goff and you go Zach Wilson. But I don't think the Lions will end up doing that. There's no need for doing that. I think they end up picking Kwity Paye here. I am not a big fan of Jared Goff. I don't think his game's very good. There's not much to watch that's enjoyable. But they traded for him. They traded for that big contract. They're not going to dump him off or anything. You could go Zach Wilson here if Jason Campbell wants him. But edge rusher-wise, I'd say go Kwity Paye. Panthers, perfect for them. They need a quarterback. Their quarterback right here, Zach Wilson. I thought in my original one, I had Wilson up here with a trade with the Dolphins. But obviously I'm not doing trades right now, so Wilson ends up falling to 8, and that's where he would go. Carolina. 9. Again, I think they're going to end up taking a quarterback here, which is going to be Trey Lance. Trey Lance is a weird prospect because he played again he didn't play in the Power 5, played in the FCS, and like competition was good, but he has the skills, he has the size, he has the frame, he has the arm to be a great quarterback in the NFL. Now, the question is, because they were also in the trade options with like Stafford, Broncos were in on that, so they're done with Drew Lock. Drew Lock was a part of the trade offer, so we'll go Trey Lance. Cowboys. Now, wide receivers are fine. You don't have to worry about. You might have to worry about tackles. Tyron Smith is a question. Great tackle, but he's very injury prone. Their offensive line was like the best 3 years ago. Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, and now it's kind of like falling apart with injuries, retirements. It's questionable on will they hold up. And I think if they end up signing Dak Prescott, re-signing him, you bring in Rashawn Slater. Or Rashawn Slater or Patrick Surtain. Now I'm thinking. We'll go Patrick Surtain. I think he's the #1 corner in this draft. People have Caleb Farley above him, but I like Patrick Surtain. Giants, they need guard and edge rushers, but they're not going to do that. Why? What? You got Kyle Pitts here. You get Kyle Pitts is an amazing receiving option. Best tight end in the class. Best tight end in the past few years. You get rid of Evan Ingram, who has been very disappointing to say the least. They already drafted Andrew Thomas last year, who sucked beginning of the year, but ended up showing out tackle wise. And near the end of the year, performed really well. So go Kyle Pitts. 49ers, I think they trade for a quarterback. I don't think they have to worry about that. They're set with Mike McGlinchey. I cannot pronounce his last name. At offensive tackle, and they also still have Trent Williams from the Washington football team. Whether they re-sign him or not, his contract's up, I don't know. But I don't think they go quarterback here, because if they go quarterback, that means they get Mac Jones. And I just don't see you using the 12th overall pick on Mac Jones. I can see them trading back here. If they don't, I want to say I'll go Jalen Waddle. Big fall for the top guy in my class. I think this pick's going to end up being traded. I think it's going to be a part of an Orlando Brown trade to the Ravens. I think they're going to end up sending this pick and Mike Williams to Orlando Brown and a fifth rounder. But if the Chargers do end up drafting here, they do need a tackle. So say they don't pick up Orlando Brown Jr. from the Ravens, then this is where they'll end up picking up a tackle with Rashawn Slater. Vikings. Honestly, I'm not too sure. Again, could see them trading down here. They don't have like needs that can be filled like at this pick that are like exponential, like necessary to fill. I want to go Christian Barmore. That's like my first one. Gregory is like my top edge rusher behind Kwity Paye. He's got some work to do though. He's got a few things he has to work on. Jason Jeremiah. We'll go Christian Barmore. Best defensive tackle in the class. This pick's easy. Mac Jones. I don't even need to talk about it. As long as Mac Jones is there at 15, I don't see the Patriots passing on him. Cardinals. Larry's out. Christian Kirk's been less than impressive, and DeAndre Hopkins is obviously there, but you need another option, and that option ends up being Rashawn Bateman. Well, who's the other? Ronald Moore or Rashawn Bateman? I don't think you pick up Ronald Moore all the way up here, so let's go Rashawn Bateman. Raiders. Edge rusher. Again, I like Gregory a lot. I think they could also go safety here with Javon. Let's go with what they say their need is, and that's going to be my second-ranked edge rusher, which is Gregory out of Miami. Dolphins back on the clock again. I can see this also being part of a trade for Orlando Brown Jr. If they trade this pick 18 and somebody like Devontae Parker for Orlando Brown Jr., so they wouldn't have to spend this pick up here on Penei Sewell. Let's go. Who we got guards wise? No, you're not using a pick this high on interior line. Because like this high first rounder, you usually don't want to use a top 20, top 25 pick on interior line. Corner's fine, safety's fine. I should go with they might get Javon Morig here. I don't think they do. It's a tough one. See, there's just no option for defensive tackle this high up. Maybe they just pick up an edge rusher. Just keep stacking on. Go Jason Noe out of Penn State. Washington, this is where I'd say they just signed Taylor Heineke to a 2-year deal, $8 million. Christian Darrisaw would be my pick here. Whether you stick with Heineke or whether you stick with Alex Smith, doesn't matter. You get somebody who can block on the outside. Get him a left tackle, and that's going to be Christian Darrisaw. Bears. Here, again, I don't know what they're doing with Trubisky. I don't know what they're doing with Nick Foles. I don't know what they're doing with anybody on their team. Or are they trading for Carson Wentz? I've seen that too. Either way, I'm going to go Caleb Farley. I don't think he's going to drop this far, but having a cornerback this high up, this is pick the best player available, and that's going to be Caleb Farley. Colts, again, quarterbacks, question. I don't know what you want to do here. Like, they don't have to worry about linebackers because they're fine with Darius Leonard. But Malik Hooker is a free agent this year, but from looks of it, they need edge rushers. So, Jalen Phillips is up here. Aziz, I can't pronounce the last name. We'll go Aziz out of Georgia, another edge rusher. Their contracts are ending with Malik Hooker and a few other players. Zach Pascal. They got a little bit of work to do. It's nothing crazy. They'll have a good big cap space. Titans. This is where I see the first guard going, and that's gonna be Wyatt Davis. Just because they need to fill that spot, and I think Wyatt Davis is the best interior offensive lineman here. I think Creed Humphreys is a really good one too, but I don't think he'll end up going until either early second or late first. Jets back on the clock. They picked up the Devontae Smiths. They're good for wide receivers. I'll just give him a linebacker. Stack it out. We'll go Nick Bolton, Missouri. Here, I think they end up going offensive tackle, and I think it's perfect because Steelers-wise, Elijah Bear-Tucker, I really enjoy his game. He's dropped all the way down here to 24. I think he'll end up going within the teens area. But if he is available at 24, this is where the Steelers need him. Alejandro Villanueva is a free agent, and you just don't know what's going to happen. A lot of their team, I don't think Ben already said he's going to come back for at least a year, and they can end up trading for someone, but all their fans are like, running back, pick up Najee Harris. No, you don't pick up a running back this high. Elijah Bear-Tucker. You know what, and I was just talking about you don't pick up running backs this high, but this is where, no, I was just joking. Jerome Robinson's doing fine. They need a corner, and that's where you pick up J.C. Horn, son of Joe Horn, to go alongside their corner from last year that they ended up drafting, which was, because they picked up, they picked up Chalant out of UCF, and then they picked up the linebacker, edge rusher out of LSU, and they picked up the corner. I can't remember who the corner is for Jacksonville, but either way, you get J.C. Horn on the opposite side of the other starting corner. Browns, you're gonna have wide receiver wise. We'll see what they do with Antonio Brown. Or not Antonio Brown. AB. No, not AB. What am I talking about? Odell Beckham would be his name. Jarvis Landry's up for debate. What their plans are. But I don't think they go wide receiver. What are the wide receiver options? Rondale Moore, Kadarius Toney. I like Kadarius Toney a lot. Terrence Marshall's pretty good. I think are linebackers still available? They'll go Jeremiah. Fill the gap. Here, this is where I don't know. I've seen Trevon Moehrig, which is a very good coverage safety option. Kadarius Toney would be a cool wide receiver option for Baltimore. Guards, I don't think Creed Humphreys might be the center option here. We'll go. I think they go Creed Humphreys out of Oklahoma. Lineman Creed Humphreys, fill that gap. It's a high pick. It's a was 71th ranked prospect, but sometimes you just have to spend it on that. Saints, they could really just go. I think they go best player in the draft, and that's going to be safety, Trevon Moehrig, just because the whole cap space area. They are struggling bad. 95. Well, take out Drew Brees now, so about $75 million over the cap. You can play Trevon Moehrig at safety or box safety. Packers, I don't see that why they need a wide receiver. Corey Linsley is Landon Dickerson might go here. Corey Linsley is a free agent, and to have a center that can snap the ball well to a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers is important. They definitely aren't going to tackle. Maybe Zavon Collins out of Tulsa. Yeah, we'll get Zavon Collins out of Tulsa. They need new linebackers. At least somebody in the inside, because they got good pass rushers and the Smiths. They got good corners, other than what Kevin King did in the NFC Championship. And then they got good safeties, good defensive linemen. You need a core piece, which is going to be Zavon Collins. Bills, I think they go. This is the first running back off the board, and get Najee Harris. Devin Singletary is good, but he's not that good. Zach Moss got injured. I think Najee is the best running back in the class. I'm not a big fan of Travis Etienne. I just didn't really watch too much of his game. I mean, I did watch a lot of Clemson games, but Clemson games, I just wasn't overly impressed with how he played. Chiefs here, offensive line. It doesn't matter where. You saw what happened in the championship or the Super Bowl. They need somebody. Opposite side of Mitchell Schwartz, you can go Devon Jenkins here. You can go Dylan Redunds. I think we got Alex Leatherwood. Or you go Samuel Cosme. I'll still go Alex Leatherwood. And final pick is going to be Bucks. Both are running backs free agents. And that leaves Etienne there. If you want to go with him, maybe they could pick up a young edge rusher, Jalen Phillips. That's what I'll say. All right, Jalen Phillips. Just pick up someone young on the edge because you got JPP out there and Shaq Barrett. You don't know what he's going to do in free agency. So that'll be it for the first mock draft. You know, a B+ overall. PFF, a little bit questionable on like what they say. It's just like some people live by PFF, some people like can't stand them just because their grades are just a little whack in general. But they got complicated systems to do the grading, and sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't. But that'll be the end of the first mock draft. Second one, I'll probably do more trades and stuff. I'll actually start figuring stuff out. Thanks for watching. See you later.